really cool little spinner. I'm going to show you. It's like a little spinner. And I'm going to randomly pick some things and put all of your ideas together. And here's what's going to happen. For behind the door, you're going to reach toward your screen and you're going to pretend like you're opening a door. And then I'm going to call out something random and you have to react to whatever it is. So if I say that there is a slimy caterpillar on the other side of the door, everybody do your reaction to seeing a slimy caterpillar. Ready? Go. Great. That's fantastic. And you might love slimy caterpillars. So if you love slimy caterpillars, then in that case, you might go like this. Oh, come here, slimy caterpillar, right? And it might be a little bit of a different reaction. So anything is acceptable. You can react any way that you want, and you can even talk or make sounds, or you just use your face. It's completely up to you. All right, I'm going to spin this wheel 3 times and try to put some things together. Ready? Here we go. Everybody reach for your door, open it up, and you see tacos with socks in them. Tacos with socks in them. Yes, very unusual. Okay, shut the door. All right, I'm going to spin my spinner again. Everybody reach for your door, open your door up, open it up, and you see a pink zebra. A pink zebra.
Oh my gosh.
The craziest thing, I know. All right, let's do one more. Let's open our door, open it up. And you see chocolate with bugs inside. Chocolate with bugs inside. Maybe you like chocolate covered crickets. Maybe you don't. I'm not sure. Okay, shut the door.
Yummy?
Perfect.
Hey, my
Great job.
door's still open.
Oh my goodness, the bugs are crawling out. They're gonna get you. Okay, good.
Open.
So what I love about that warm-up game, for anybody who's watching this as a recording, is that you can really use all the ideas that you get from your group, and you can just use any sort of word randomizer and put them together, and it can be a really great way to warm up everybody, but it's not everybody's doing it together, so it's pretty non-confrontational and it's not embarrassing because everybody's being silly at the same time and all reactions are acceptable. So if you're a teacher on here or you're watching this as an educator, that's a really great way to get everybody just kind of warmed up and started. Okay, I'm going to do one more kind of. Yay! Thank you for your awesome support.
Matt, before you move on, what is the randomizer that you're using?
So it's called wheelofnames.com. Wheelofnames.com, and it's a little spinner. Or if you have like a whiteboard, like I have this board at my house, you can like write on there too and get all the suggestions and then just like close your eyes or something if you don't want to use the online one. But
roll dice
anyway. Or so roll dice.
That's awesome.
Just to review real quick, Mr. Matt, what were the 3 categories again? So the 3 categories.
I use on the randomizer, I was putting the animals and the foods. And then on a separate sheet of paper, I was writing the gross things and the colors. And so I would just, whatever animal it landed on, I would just pick and pick. So it was kind of putting 2 things together. But yeah, I was looking for gross foods and colorful animals. Those were the 2 that I picked. Of course, if you have older kids, you can change up and get a little bit more complicated. Like a big cruise ship is sailing by and somebody, throws something off of it at you through the door, or, you can start to get complicated with that. And, maybe you dodge it, or something scary behind the door. That could be interesting as you continue to work with older actors, is just another way to play it. So I'm going to do one more kind of warm-up game or game that everybody can do that's not as spotlight on you kind of games. So this one is an exaggeration, sound and movement. So I'm going to do something very small with my hands and my voice. And then all of you are going to exaggerate it in your own personal way. So for example, if I went boop like that, you might go like this, boop. So you're just going to make it bigger. However you want to make it bigger. You could even go boop, like you can change the sound. But the important thing is that it starts with my movement and gets bigger from that, right? So that at least this and boop are somewhere in there. And then you kind of take it to the next level, all right? So I am also going to do 3 of these since I did 3 of my other warm-up. All right, everyone, here's the first one.
Ready?
Splat.
Wow.
Perfect. That's great. You all got it. And if you were playing this with maybe a group of kids in person, or you had just a couple people you knew, you could also ask like someone to do a little bit of an exaggeration and then a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and everyone could go solo if you wanted to break it up. Right now we're doing it as a big group just because it's easier that way on Zoom. Okay, so we're going to do another one. Here we go. Click.
Click, click, click.
Perfect. Now, the last one that I'm going to do, I'm actually going to make it pretty big. So that's going to make you take it to the next level, right? So this one's going to be a little bit more extreme. Here we go. Whoosh. Fantastic. So, you know, both of these games are great because, or warm-ups, I should say, because we can all do them together. We're getting a little bit silly. We're understanding that if I have an idea in improv, you go along with the idea and add on to it. So in the first one, you were reacting to my idea or your ideas that I randomized. And in the second one, you were making my idea bigger. So those are just some great yes and type games that are warm-ups you can start with any group, even if they've never improvised before. So those are my games, and thanks for playing. Jeff, back to you.
Yay, Mr. Matt, you did fantastic. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you to Mr. Matt for getting us warmed up so we could get our bodies moving, our faces stretched out a little bit more. And one concept that's so important to improv, many will say it's probably the most important improv concept, is yes and. And that's the idea that when someone suggests something, just like Mr. Matt suggested, we do our hands, our fingers like that, we always want to agree and add to what he's doing. So we always want to build on what's suggested by someone else. Because if someone suggests something and we say, oh, that's weird, why do you do that with your thumb? Then there's not really anything to do after that. We've kind of shut down the whole scene. But if we say yes to it, we can have a lot of fun, like you guys just said, and bring our own personal, unique kind of creativity to it as well. So thank you, Mr. Matt, for that. You did a fantastic job. Our next theater improv, I would say professional expertise, you know, maybe PhD of improv would be Miss Sarah Berland. And she actually has a document. I don't know if Sarah, if you want to kind of just introduce maybe that document, and I can put it in the chat here. And when this recording goes up, we'll attach this document. But maybe Sarah can tell you a little bit about the rules of improv, some of the rules and agreements we can have to make sure that we all have a fun time while we're improvising with others.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff. Yeah, I'm Miss Sarah. I teach improv at the Patel Conservatory, and I've been teaching it for many years. And while there are no like set rules, no like right or wrong way to do improv, because we're coming up with it with our imagination, I have compiled a list of guidelines that if you do these things while you're doing your improv, you're more likely to have a really successful, fun scene or game with everyone. yes and was a big one. That's like the top one. So we want to agree with whatever is happening and add on. Yes, we will get you that list. And I tried to keep it to like 10 things. You could go on forever, but these are the main core things that will really help guide your students or you to creating really fun, seamless scenes. The one that I always like to do that people don't often think about is focusing on the here and the now and putting our focus or our point of concentration on creating something outside our body. Because sometimes when we get up and do improv, we put all this pressure on ourselves of, I've got to say something really funny, or I need to say and do something clever. And that's not true at all. But if you put your focus on solving a problem in the world that you're creating, the improvisation will just kind of fall out of your mouth and be brilliant. Oh, screen sharing, look at that. Woo, yes. So always agree, don't shatter the reality someone else created. Say yes, and we want to add on to what's going, because if I just say yes, then the scene ends with that. I have to keep it going by adding my own cool information. Focus on the problem in front of you. Pay attention to what's in front of you, which is what we're going to be doing with the game we're about to play. Show, don't tell. What I mean by that is I'm not going to say, I'm cold. I'm going to show you that I'm cold. Right? That's so much more fun than just saying I'm cold or I'm going to turn on a light switch. No. Do it. Don't pre-plan. With improv, it has to come off the top of your head. And the more you try to make something happen in like that, what you want, you thought about, and you're like, oh, this would be so cool, I'm going to do this. That generally is not going to end up working out well because your pre-planning isn't the same as everybody else's. So you need to be okay making it up on the spot with the other people that you're playing with. Avoid questions, because when I ask you a question in an improv, your brain goes, and you can't think. So instead, I like to make statements, right? Instead of me asking Miss Giovanna, what's your favorite food? I'm going to tell her, I'm going to make a statement. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know that you wanted chicken and rice today, but instead I got your least favorite, which was rice and beans. But by making that statement, she doesn't have to think about what her favorite food is of her character. And she can go off, but you know I love chicken and rice. So be specific, lots of details, and don't try to be funny, because usually it doesn't work out well. But most importantly, focus on telling a story, a full story. Think about who your character is. What is it that they want? What is the relationship between them and what surrounds them? And where are they? So we're going to play a game that really focuses on location and creating a story based on a reality you're creating around yourself. And this is just, we call it imagination walks. And I love them because you get up, you get moving, it involves your whole body. It's like taking what Mr. Matt did with his reactions in the door, but instead of just keeping it on your face, you have to incorporate all of you. And what I do is I generally will describe a place. And then I'll have my students get up, and if we're doing it over Zoom, I might have them stand on the other side of the room facing the camera. And then when I say go, after I've described what it is that they're walking through, they have to walk in that reality. Mr. Matt's going to do an example for us. So if I tell Mr. Matt, I said, okay, the space that you are walking through is a big muddy pond, and you have to walk all the way through it, and the water goes up to, it's really thick muddy water, goes up to about your knees, and every time you pull your foot out, it goes and tries to take your shoes off, and it smells really bad. All right, you got to make it all the way through. Ready? Go. Oh no, thank you, Mr. Matt. And he bows. I love this game because not only can you get really specific, and the more that you utilize your 5 senses, touching, smelling, seeing, tasting, hearing, that was the other one. Those 5 senses, the more you incorporate them and give specific details, the more the students get to really pull from that and explore that world. I also will then take their examples. So after giving them a couple, I say, okay, where do you want to go? Ariana, do you have some place you'd want us to walk through?
Yes.
Okay, where do you want to walk through?
To the park.
To the park. Great. All right, so how about this? I'm going to say we're already at the park. Okay, does that sound good to you?
Yes.
What is there at the park that you like?
The swings, and they go high.
Awesome. All right. Can I have you go stand on the other side of the room, and you're going to walk through. I'm going to describe what you're about to walk through, and you're going to walk through it when I say that magic G-O word. You know what that spells?
Geo.
What does it spell?
Go.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, but don't go yet. Okay, so you are about to walk across the most magnificent park there ever was. The grass is bright green and it's sunny out, and there's a big open grassy area, and then you get to where the swing set is, and all around the swings there's sand. And you got to be careful because the sand doesn't, you don't walk the same as you do on grass. And you can hear people playing basketball near you, and you can see, thank you, Mr. Matt. Mr. Matt's already going. You can see all the exciting people playing in the park and having a picnic. And you smell people grilling hot dogs. Okay, you ready? Go, walk across to the swings. Oh, yeah. Oh, Mr. Matt got on the swings. Oh, that's excellent. All right. Great job. Mr. Matt jumped off the swings. Please don't do that and hurt yourself. That is one of my favorite games, and you can get really creative thinking of, I like to explore lots of silly places or ones that you'll have a big emotional reaction to. A lot of times I do like a spooky house late at night, or, oh, that's a good one. Okay, you want to do one more, Mr. Matt? Does anyone else have, here, I'll do this one instead. This is a great one that uses your imagination. So you are about to walk down the street on the road, and it was raining, and so the road's kind of wet and slick, and all of a sudden you smell, in the air it smells sweet. And as you're walking, you look up and you see globs of your favorite flavor of ice cream falling from the sky. So I want you to walk through. First, it's just like little droplets, and it kind of maybe open your mouth and taste it. All right, so let's go ahead and start walking down the street. Just little globs of your favorite flavor of ice cream. Oh, delight. Oh, it tastes so good. And now big old giant globs of scoops, and they're cold and sticky. Oh, no. Oh, one has a cone on it. Oh, what are you going to do? Get out of there. Great job. What was your favorite flavor of ice cream that fell out of the sky, Ariana?
Chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate ice cream. What about you, Mr. Matt?
Blue Moon, my personal favorite, right from the moon.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Jeff? What was your favorite flavor that fell?
Is Blue Moon ice cream flavor? I don't know what that is. Okay. Mine was cookies and cream.
Oh, yeah.
Cookie dough too. It was mixtures of flavors because it's my imagination.
Yeah, and this is a great chance, educators, if you're playing this game, to get them to be able to share out and do some more one-on-one. They all get to do it at the same time, and there's less pressure. But once they've gotten to play in it, they usually want to share something that was unique about their experience. And then they can all bond over those different ideas. And you really get to see their creativity come out. Even though you've given them a specific storyline, they're always going to find something that is unique to their own story and their reactions. And this is such a great game because it allows you with improv to really focus on creating, putting your concentration on your surroundings and acting upon them and letting them act upon you, which is a great way to let your audience forget that they're watching an empty stage. So I love playing this game, and it's lots of fun.
Hey, Miss Sarah, PhD of Improv and Imagination. Resident better than J.K. Rowling. Let's not send it. Is that blasphemy?
Yeah, I would say so. You're gonna get me hit by lightning.
You just have to yes and my compliments, please. But thank you, Miss Sarah, and for those of you listening to the recording, we will share the link to the document, those rules. Those are great to post up in the classroom as well. Do we have is that a question, Miss Ariana? Is that a question or that's a clapping?
That was clapping.
Oh, okay. Very good, very good. Our last theater extraordinaire for today is going to bring together some of the elements that you've seen with Mr. Matt's game of using exaggeration and reacting to each other, and then also what Miss Sarah is talking about with some of her rules, and also using our imagination to kind of connect to each other to create a scene. And so I'm going to let Miss Audrey take it away and explain her game and some of the concepts she wants to talk to you about as well.
Thank you, Mr. Jeff. I am Miss Audrey, and I'm going to be sharing a game with everybody that is kind of a great, kind of bridging the gaps, kind of like he was mentioning. It also starts giving you a little bit of structure. There's a little bit of dialogue included too. So in this game, it's called The Gift. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be giving gifts to each other. And why I also like this little activity is that it can be used as kind of a starter for a scene. If you want to expand on it, you can definitely do that. It also gets everybody in the habit of, again, using the yes and, because you're going to be given something that you have to accept and you have to go with it. And it's so positive because you're going to be giving gifts to each other throughout this activity. So how it works is you create a gift using your physicality, using your senses again. You're not going to actually have a physical object of any type. You're going to create it. So you have to show through the way that you interact with this gift what it is. in the version we're going to play, we're not going to tell what the gift is. So we're really going to rely on our actions and our physical description and some pantomime to help people understand what it is that we are gifting. And also our expression, how we are reacting to the present, how we are gifting it to the recipient. And then the recipient is going to take that gift and again, continue the story by accepting it and reacting to the gift based on what they've been shown. So for instance, if I were to give a very, very small gift, my line is, I have something for you, and I'm going to give it to somebody. In this case, you're all gonna get the gift, all right? So the fun thing with doing this through Zoom, if you're doing it this way, is that you can actually give it right through your camera, and you can accept it right through your camera. So it's kind of a little playful if you are not able to be in the classroom doing this, but you can take the gift. So I say, I have something for you, I give it to you, you take it, and you are going to say thank you. No matter what it is, you're going to say thank you, you're going to accept it. So there's a little tiny bit of dialogue happening there. The gifter, I have something for you. The receiver, thank you. Now, what you want to kind of encourage your students to do with this is to take a little bit of time. Don't rush through it, which can be kind of challenging or throw away the idea. So again, let's use that example. I'm going to give you guys something very, very small. Based on how I'm giving it to you, pay attention to my body language, how I'm carrying the gift, pay attention to my expression, my voice expression as well, of how I even say those simple words of, I have something for you. That will give you some information so that you can use it when you receive the gift. All right, so here we go. I have something for you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. So that's how the game works. Now, if you want to expand on this a little bit, or again, if you're working with older students, you can get some more details with it. You can decide, where are you? Where are you giving this gift? What kind of, is it a birthday party? Is it a retirement party? Is it just a friend showing up at somebody's doorstep with a gift, right? You can kind of give a little bit more details about the location or what's happening. And then from there, you could have, like I said, you can use this as a scene starter where it starts with somebody giving a gift and then, oh, thank you. Wait a minute, why would you give this to me? Or, I had a feeling you were going to give me this, right? You can then start a scene and have kind of a jumping off point, okay? So what I'd love to do to play a little bit is do one more example of that, and then I would love for somebody else to give a gift to all of us. So we will work through, again, 3 is our lucky number today, and it's a magic number too. 3 is a magic number. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about if you know Schoolhouse Rocks. Okay. So what we're going to do is we'll do a few examples and then get a really good feel for how we can play this game. I do want to mention that I play this game a lot with lots of different age groups, and sometimes weird stuff comes up. So with any game that you play, with any scene work that you may get into, just kind of give a disclaimer that you want to keep it kind of positive and you want to keep it appropriate. It's always a good thing, but also don't kind of get alarmed if anything weird happens or if somebody gives a strange suggestion. Just kind of go with it and don't make them feel like they made a wrong choice. You know, try to redirect as a teacher if you can make that choice instead. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna give you guys all a gift, all right? I have something for you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Does anybody want to take a guess as to what I gave you? This is another step that you can do. You can have them guess. so we can kind of see really, as a teacher, sometimes I like to do that so that I can see, oh, you actually did make a choice. You didn't just do something because you thought you were supposed to. But you can also ask, what do you think the gift was, to kind of check in with everybody. So what do you think the gift was, Mr. Matt?
Well, you kind of indicated something like this, and also that maybe it was like precious or kind of like something, you know, because you said told us to be quiet. So I thought it was a surprise, and I thought it was a necklace because you held it like that. So that's what I went to.
Okay, great. Miss Sarah?
I thought because you like petted it with one finger and then you like picked it up by something small, I thought it was like a hamster or a mouse with a long tail, and that's what I thought it was.
It was a mouse, but
Mine bit me.
and if you think of like the Lord of the Rings type, precious.
I
could see that too. And there really isn't a wrong answer. That's why sometimes it's fun to play it without the guessing of what the object was, because then it's whatever you interpret. And it also is kind of interesting to kind of see how people interpret what other people are giving them as well, which can all be a little bit different. All right. Let me see. Ariana, did you think you knew what it was? Did you figure it out? I know you're muted. Mommy left you. All right. Okay. Oh, there you are.
She knows how to do it. What do you think it was, Ariana?
She's a tech pro. So Ariana, what did you think it was when you got the gift?
I think it was a ring.
A ring too? Yeah. I totally could see exactly with the holding it like that. Absolutely. All right, awesome. Is there anybody that would like to give us a gift? All right. Remember, when you're doing this, take time to establish kind of size. You could also, I've seen it really cool when people have really big and heavy things too. Think about the weight of your gift and how you would hand it to somebody else, okay? So Ariana is going to give us all a gift. So whenever you're ready, go for it, girl.
I got something for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So cool. Thank you. Thank you. Does somebody else want to give a gift? We could just go right around if we want to. Let's see. All right, let's do that. We'll go right around. So let's see. Jeff, would you like to give a gift?
Yeah. Am I allowed to make sounds too, or is this just?
Of course. Of course.
All right. You ready?
Mackenzie? Think so. Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, thank you. What do y'all think that was?
It ran away, whatever it was.
It probably it's
Jumped out of my hand.
Was it a bird?
Good guess. Good guess.
Fish.
Fish.
That's what I thought.
Very good guess. Very good guess.
That's what I thought. Fish.
I'm weird. It's actually I was thinking a ferret or something like
Oh.
a ferret. Like a pet ferret that I was getting rid
Have
of.
you held a ferret before?
I don't know. I've seen movies.
I
that's all.
trump it. I say fish. I think you're right too. It was a fish.
Fish is probably better, Valerie. You know what? It's fish. You're. It's like,
All right. Let's see who's next. How about Gio?
Sure. Okay. Something for you. Oh, did I break? Hi. Sorry, my connection.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. What about Miss Sarah?
I have something for you.
Thanks.
Thanks.
That's a good example how it doesn't have to be something awesome. I mean, it was awesome. Thank you. It was great. It could be something that's a little, it could be something that's a little weird, or maybe you're unsure about it. The idea with that too is that you still are saying yes and you're still accepting the gift, right? Okay, so that's why sometimes it's fun if you are working in a class setting and you're finding that everybody, because once one person gives a ball, the next person gives a ball, and you want to make sure that you're encouraging them to come up with a new idea. And if it's all been kind of nice and friendly, maybe you take a turn and you go, oh, I have a gift I want to give, and switch it up a little bit, make it maybe a stinky sock taco, right? Okay. Ariana, did you have a question?
Nobody gets my gift.
Oh yeah, we didn't guess what your gift was, did we? Does anybody remember back to Ariana's? What did you think it was?
It was this big.
It was big. It was a nice size.
It was a box of sweets.
Oh, Mr. Matt thought maybe it was some candy.
I thought it was a volleyball.
Volleyball, okay.
Ooh, a
Gold?
volleyball?
Was it a brick of gold? Big brick of gold?
I thought it was a box with a puppy in it.
A box with a puppy in it?
Yeah.
What is it?
You trumped us. What was it?
You ran on my nose.
Oh,
Right?
Puppy.
It was a box with a puppy in it.
oh, that's a really good gift. That's a really good gift.
Yay.
That might be one of the
I
best
love
to
puppies.
get a puppy. Absolutely. That's
Mommy,
awesome. As long as it's potty trained.
That's yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, we have two more people to give gifts really quickly. So our friend from We Rock the Spectrum. I'm sorry, I don't know that I've ever met you.
My name is Valerie. It's nice to meet
Valerie, it's nice to meet you. All right. Are you ready to give a gift?
you. Yes, I can do this.
You can do it. You can.
I have something for you.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Good.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, wait. It's mushy.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
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 I'm gonna fix it.
Very good. Very good. Yes, playing with the different textures too, right? We could all, did anybody feel it? I could feel it with my
Yeah.
fingers.
Gross.
Any guesses? Anybody want to guess what that might have been? Yes, you
That
have
was slime.
slime.
That is slime.
I use
No
it for my
slime.
hair, so it's hair
Again, what
gel.
you can do too is going back to kind of what Miss Sarah had said with the ice cream falling from the sky too. For any of our partners that you're working within that kind of this is a very safe way to do this game. You can of course have each individual person give a gift to one person, right? But we can do it also as a big group. Okay, great. We've decided that was slime. You could even ask the kids, what did your slime look like? What did your slime look like? How did your slime feel, right? Mine was pink and glittery. Surprised me too. I mean, I'm not a pink glittery type of person, but that's what my slime was, right? So we could also ask the kids and the students that and get a little bit more insight to what's happening in their own imagination. All right, awesome. Last but definitely not least, my dear friend, Mr. Matt, do you have a gift you'd like to give us?
Yeah. I have something for you. I have something for you. Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Love it.
Awesome. Any guesses on that one? Ariana?
What do you think?
I think
She says a joke book.
A joke?
Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
joke.
the reach deal. And
it
it
was
says, what do you call a cow rocking the road? A
Wait,
cow
what's the
road.
wait, say that again. What's the answer?
Say it again.
What do you call a cow walking on the road?
Cow pie.
A cow road.
That was actually what I wrote.
That's how she knew the
So-
joke. She just read what you gave her.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But you're right, and it was kind of like I was thinking shouldn't be passing it in school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So I was kind of like I folded it up and passed it to the next person.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, that's just one little way that you can get started putting some of the concepts together. There are many, many, many games. And I think we're going to share some of we have a list of some games too. If you want to share, we can pass those along, some different things to start doing. And this is just the beginning of, starting some improv in a very, very positive and very simple way to start establishing some of the rules of improv, and then being able to start here as a foundation and be able to move it into doing longer scenes and playing a little bit more individually as well, so that we can kind of see each individual student's abilities within their own imaginations and stuff, what they can bring to the table. So thank you. I'll pass it back over to Mr. Jeff.
All right, yeah, well, let's unmute for Miss Audrey so she can hear. Cheers. Yeah, big ups. Thank you, Miss Audrey. That was really fun, and I'm glad we all got to play together. Everyone did a great job, especially Ariana. I did the best. But yeah, I didn't know we have a few minutes left. I know we have Valerie with us, and wanted to just kind of put it out to see if she had any questions related that may be helpful for her, or if not, that's okay. We can close up and give you a few lasting thoughts before we go. So
Thank you for inviting me today. This has actually been very beneficial. Give me some great ideas to work with my sensory kiddos. We have some upcoming camps here, so it gives some great icebreaker ideas, because a lot of them will not know each other. So thank you for inviting me. It was great to meet each of you.
You too.
yeah, thank you for coming. Glad that could help.
Having you, Dad.
Yeah, I don't know. Matt and Sarah B and Audrey, you guys are welcome to kind of share some final parting thoughts. I think just the final thought I kind of want to give our partners is that all of us as a team, we view improv as something for life. That improv is not just something that has to be relegated to the performing arts, or we have a show coming up, so let's do some improv games to get prepared for that. But it's something that can shape how we interact, shape student relationships, and like Valerie just mentioned, great as icebreakers, just to kind of start creating that community and that comfortability among your students. So we just encourage you to adapt it for your purposes, and to reach out to us that if you're like, hey, I want to do improv, but I don't know how to practically make it work for our sites, let us know. We'd love to send you some games or some ideas, or even come out when we're able to do that again, to walk you and your students through some games as well. So improv is for life. It's very flexible, and we hope you guys can take something away from this time today. I didn't know if Matt or Sarah or Audrey had anything they wanted to add. Or
Yeah, I'll just add that I think it's about playing versus being funny. So the idea that we're going to play together, and in the improv, we may come up with bad ideas, good ideas, ideas that aren't funny, ideas that maybe all make us laugh, and we have to stop and kind of get back into character. And I think it's everything in between. Sometimes when we talk to kids and do our first improv workshop, they might say something like, well, improv is when you forget a line and you make something up on the spot, or that's a common answer, or improv is a funny thing. And I would much rather have kids understand that improv is acting without a script and playing in a safe environment where it's almost workshopping material in a way, because you're having all of these ideas, and then maybe one actually turns into a scene. In fact, a lot of the times when we have a musical theater camp at Straz, we start with an improv scene, record what everybody's saying, whether it's somebody writing it down or recording it on a phone, and then we type that up, and that's the script. So I think that's a better way to approach improv if you want to take it further than just an icebreaker level too.
All right. Thank you. Miss Sarah, did you have anything, or?
I think Matt said everything.
Good job, Matt. Miss Audrey?
The only thing I was going to add, because I don't think he said everything. No, I'm kidding. The only thing I was going to add is that improv can be kind of scary to some people. Some people don't like it. Even like really amazing actors do not like doing improv sometimes. And I think it's important to just remind the students as they're getting kind of started with it or approaching it for the first time, is that nothing in our life is scripted. We improv every single day. So practicing improv and playing within the world of improv is not a scary thing. It's, you know, it's the same kind of thing as having a conversation with a friend. You don't plan any of that out. So it's the same kind of idea with improv. So it's something that really is natural to all of us. And it's just fun to give it a little bit of context, is really what improv's doing, is it's giving it a little bit of rules and a little bit of context to just kind of play within. And through that, of course, the improv can then make us better public speakers, can make us a little less shy, can make us more confident, can make us flow a little bit more fluidly in our day-to-day. So yeah, improv's pretty awesome, and it's not a scary thing. And the best thing about it is that anybody can do it at any age. So you can do it with your itty bitty little ones. They're actually better at it most of the time because they don't think themselves out of really awesome ideas, all the way through adults. So yeah.
Thank you, Miss Audrey. That was great. That was fantastic. Well, we thank our partners for coming out today and dedicating their time, and hopefully this was of service to you. And just reach out to us. We'd love to help you. Me and the team would love to help you with any improv ideas you want to come up with to bring back to your site. But thank you for your time, and we love you guys and appreciate you a lot, and hope to see you at the next pop-up soon. See ya.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Thank you.
You guys.
See y'all.